How mitakiapi dayawachiakapi. Lokotiapi kiglega machiapi. Si chango yanke mataha. Naku South Dakota mataha. Inoeki Geraldine Eastman echiapi. Na ateweki Richard Allen Wilson Jr. echiapi. Unchiweki Lorraine High Pine and Yvonne Whalen ewichakiapi. Kakaweki Devere Eastman and Richard Allen Wilson Sr. ewichakiapi. Wanietu wikchamana yamni ake mashakbe. Wanietu shakoin lokotiapi uspemichichie. Chalahon lokotiapi wa uspeke hemacha. Hoya wana nama program alwa uncha he uli la chante moashte. Ho mitakiapi ampetukilen lokota Summer Institutes iwowagling glakinkte. Cha yushkia mahielo. So, hello, my relatives. My name is Alan Wilson. I'm from the Rosebud Indian Reservation here in South Dakota. I'm happy to be here and happy to see all of you. So I've been learning and teaching Lakota for the past 7 years. One of the major needs I noticed was the need for a program to quickly build new speakers into teachers of others. A lot of Lakota speaking tribes severely lack teachers, and the methods used by most of the practicing teachers have been ineffective and had minimal success in creating new speakers, which means that teachers kept aging and retiring without new speakers and teachers to replace them. However, a great many Lakota youth, like myself, have become committed to learning our language. But many of us were struggling to find classes we could take to learn. I feel this generational bottleneck, which results from ineffectual teaching methods given by colonial schools to the older generation, is common across many Indigenous communities. So today, I want to share with you a pathway that the Lakota language took to begin resolving this issue. Before the creation of the Lakota Summer Institute, anyone who wanted to become a language teacher was left to either invent their own curriculum and methods or to take teacher training programs that are usually based on the needs of teachers of English as a second language, since that's the most in-demand field. Even this program we are in implies many colonial assumptions about how languages are acquired, what features languages have, and the availability of resources and materials. This leaves those of us teaching Indigenous and endangered languages without all the tools we need for the contexts we actually teach in, or leads us attempting to use methods and techniques that don't really suit our languages. One small example is that many ESL materials devote a lot of time and resources to teaching of tenses. Lakota has many grammatical complexities that English speakers have never even imagined, but it doesn't have tense or tenses. So there was a need for a Lakota-specific forum to train teachers, but it needed to be accessible to those who could not take time off work, could not afford a degree, and to elders who were still practicing teachers. It also eventually needed to support those like myself who are still learning the language while we are teaching it, which university programs also do not do. So LSI became an actual intensive 3-week program that offers both language courses and teaching methods courses, as well as workshops where fluent speakers and learners can think together about teaching problems, like how to teach literacy, how to coin neologisms, etc. All the pictures I'm showing you today are of young Lakota people like myself who were trained at these summer institutes and who have become highly effective teachers. I want to share with you the two main reasons I believe these institutes have been effective. I know there are many summer institutes happening in all communities all over North and South America, but there are two key reasons this one has changed the trajectory of the Lakota language. First, the organization that runs the institute uses a standardized orthography. The history of this orthography is long, and there is controversy in the community about which orthography is best. But this particular one was developed by a group of elders, and its key benefit is that it is perfectly phonetically consistent. So it makes it much easier for learners like me to both say the words and also understand the morphemes that make up the language. Teachers learn how to teach the phonetics of the language with this orthography, which is very important because fluent speakers often do not understand what is difficult or confusing for us learners, as they can understand a wide range of spellings without difficulty. I had a fluent speaking elder say, it doesn't matter how it's written, I can understand it either way. It doesn't matter what orthography they use, I can understand it either way. The other key element of the Institute is that it focuses on communicative language teaching, which means that it focuses on getting learners like me and the students of teachers like me to actually speak and communicate in the language from day one. It does not rely on drills, memorization, or grammar rules, but rather on acting out realistic scenarios and communicating using the language, no matter what level of proficiency the learner has. Many people are shocked by this method because it differs from the colonial methods they have been exposed to, but all the research has shown that it is not only highly effective, it is necessary if we want to produce new speakers. Any effective summer institute needs to focus almost exclusively on both using and transmitting this method of language teaching, especially because the classroom is often the only place learners are going to hear our indigenous languages being spoken in a comprehensible way, rather than just at ceremonies or in songs. You can see from the way the classrooms are physically arranged that colonial methods of rote learning are not in use, and both learners and teachers have to interact at all times. The intensiveness of the institute can be really challenging. By week 3, you're pretty burnt out. It's pretty intense by week 3. But it has been the most worthwhile part of my teacher training and remains a game changer for my generation as learners. So I am grateful for these institutes because they were instrumental in helping me to learn and teach my language. And I encourage all tribes to learn from what works at these institutes. We have our conflicts and challenges in our Lakota community, but in Lakota we say, and that means take the good and leave the bad. So always, whatever it is that comes your way, always just take the good from it and just leave the bad behind. Here's a picture of my first Lakota Summer Institute. And for more information on Lakota Summer Institutes, you can find it here at the Othokahe website or the Lakota Summer Institute. They will have way more information than I've given in this small presentation. Ohamita yapi, klamaya yapi, cha, dokshake wa chian kapik, delo. Oha, hechegla.